This is also the shadiest part of the festival grounds, so feel free to come back anytime. But for now, I would like you to please welcome Marisa Anderson to the stage. So, let's talk about Daniel Lanois.
He's great.
He's great. So, so share a little bit about what's coming up with him.
Oh, yeah, next week I get to open for Daniel Lanois in Portland, which I'm super stoked about. Yeah, Daniel Lanois and Rocco DeLuca. Y'all should come, Portland, Oregon. You know, I came here from Portland, so you can come there.
So, and you just got off the road with Thurston Moore.
Yeah.
How'd those shows?
They were great. It was a West Coast tour. It was Thurston Moore and then the bass player Deb Gooch from My Bloody Valentine, and Steve Shelley was drumming, and a guy named James that I don't know who was playing guitar.
Yeah. So for those shows, Thurston Moore's crowd, you feel like they were able to really lock in what you were doing?
It was great. Yeah. It's interesting because I've opened a lot also, or a couple times anyway, for Godspeed You Black Emperor, which is also another not intuitive match, and that's been like some of the best crowds. I think there's certain musicians where their crowds trust their curation. You know, they're like, well, if this person is saying, you know, that this is good, I'm gonna check it out. There's a trust there.
It's so cool too that you know, in your guitar playing have these like big meditative soundscapes, and people like Godspeed and Thurston Moore and even like the My Bloody Valentine thing can all kind of lock in with that.
Yeah, I feel like it really is about frame of reference. Like people who come from like a more rootsy side, they're like, oh, your stuff is so Americana and so folk. And then people that come from a different side are like, oh, you're doing post-punk or post-rock, really. I mean, post-rock, not post-punk. And I'm like, sure, I'm doing all of that, you know. And I also draw a lot from classical music and minimalism and 20th century, you know, avant-garde pieces and electronic music, you know, so sort of whatever you want to find in it, you can. And I do tailor my sets to, you know, the crowd a little bit. I like to meet people where they are, and maybe, you know, we can both expand our ideas about what's possible.
And as we were talking about earlier, we were talking about kind of the Beatles Stones spectrum. You find yourself drifting more to the Stones side. What other kinds of deep influences do you feel like you're pulling from?
Well, gosh. Well, like I said, a lot of 20th century classical stuff.
In terms of maybe individual guitarists that you
individual guitarists. Well, I love Doc Watson. I love Dave Rollins. That's a hard question. It's before 9 a.m. in my brain, so.
How about, let's say this, how about like right now, what's been spinning for you, even digitally speaking?
Well, I've been listening. There's this guitar player, and I don't know nothing about him, and I'm going to butcher his name, which I can't even remember, but it's like Antonio Barbiesco or something, and he's a Mexican guitar player. I don't think he's alive anymore, but he's kind of like the Chet Atkins of, like, when you hear what Ry Cooder did with, like, Paris, Texas, some of the, like, Mexican sounds, he was totally riffing off this guy, and it's, like, stuff from the 50s and 60s, and I say it's like Chet Atkins because it defines the sound so much, and it's also got that really cheesy production. It's incredible. It's like the cantina scene from whatever Western you've ever seen is this guy's playing. It's amazing, and no one's ever heard of him. I've been listening to him a bunch. I've been listening to some Mercedes Sosa. Yeah, I'm headed south a little bit.
Cool. And so after Into the Light, any new music that you've got in the pipeline?
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff. There's going to be a reissue with some new tracks added of the traditional and public domain record. Mississippi's going to put out that. It's because the vinyl edition originally was a very small and kind of expensive version, so we're going to do a larger and less expensive version with more songs on it coming in the fall. And then I'm working on a record that I hope will be released next year. Yeah.
Great. Well, you are all in for a real treat. Marisa Anderson, excited to hear some music from you.
Hi. Well, I'm going to start with something that's almost like church, but it's not. Sunday morning. This is a protest song about winning, and it's a song about struggle in the long haul. And it's a song about beauty. It's a song about what we all need to be alive, which is much more than just food and a roof over our heads. And this is going out to all my people in Portland who are confronting some really evil stuff this week, and especially today. This song is Bred and Roses, and it's a song of hope. Thanks. This is a song about doing too many drugs at a bluegrass festival. Thanks. I got one more. This one's new. It's not on any record yet, but maybe it'll come out on the next record. And I wrote this. I was playing some shows in Spain a few years ago, and I found myself about an hour out of Barcelona in a little Spanish beach town. It was been a harbor town since the Middle Ages, and it was a beautiful place, a beach, and you could swim, and a bluff that overlooked the harbor, and you could hike, and it was sunny, and good food, and good wine, and everything you want when you want a Spanish beach town. And unfortunately, I played at the British expat bar, and there was a lot of kind of grumpy British people there. I don't know why, but after I played, this guy came up to me, an older British guy, and he was like, "How come you don't play any happy songs?" And I was like, "Oh, that's your opinion. Thanks." And I was like, I get to play guitar, and it makes me really happy. I love doing it, and I get to do it all the time, and I get to travel around, and I don't have a happy problem at all, sir. And I'm like, and you were born on a cold, rocky island and live on the coast of Spain, so I can't help you with your happy problem. And, I mean, if he was not having a good time, it wasn't anything I could help him with. But his comments stuck in my head. I couldn't shake it, and it left me thinking. So I wrote this song for him, and I hope that he's happy. And this song is really for all of us, and it's about bringing it wherever you are and however you can. I mean, no matter how hard things get, we all have something inside of us that can rise above that, and this song is about that. more.